Hello everyone, welcome to my Unreal Engine tutorial series on how to create an open world game. So this time what I'm going to show you is how to charge the weapon. Actually we did the charging part in the last episode, and this time what I'm going to do is when the weapon is charged it should glow like this. So like this weapon starts to glow, and after the attack is launched it becomes again to the normal color, glowing, return to normal. Okay, so that's what I am going to show you today. Alright, let's get started. So first I'll show you how the way I have attached my sword. So this is the character and this is the sword, and this sword is just nothing but a static mesh, and I have attached that static mesh into these sockets. Alright, so yeah, so I'm gonna replace this static mesh with an actor. So I'm going to create an actor for each blade, and then that means so the reason to change it to an actor and place it here as a child actor is so in that way I can allow this character to have multiple types of weapons, so that he can pick up weapons and change weapons and upgrade. So I can do advanced weapon customizations, things like that, if I put this weapon into another child actor instead of being just a static mesh. Alright, so yeah, I'll create that. So here under BP I'll create a new folder called weapons, and I'll create a new blueprint class with the type of actor, and I'll call it BP melee. Nope, BP melee weapon. So later on I'm going to encapsulate everything related to this weapon into this class or actor. Okay, and as for the weapon I'll attach that static mesh I have used like this. Like this, and here, well, first I'll do the replacing part. So instead of this, for now I'll add the same class right here, side by side with the blade static mesh, like this. I'll put it, I don't need to yeah, like this, and yeah, I don't have to do anything, it fits perfectly into that slot. And now I need to check, I'll put this blood also under this, and I'll check the references of this one. Yeah, I got it here, and yeah, now I'm going to replace all these static mesh references with the actor references. So I'll start with this one, getting the hit location. So for this part, first I'll do something like this. In my event graph, At the begin play, I'll get whatever this child actor component and get child actor like this, and I'll promote that to a variable and I'll call it current weapon. E does not have to be capital. Okay, like this. And then I need a way to get the socket locations of my current weapon. So here I can't use this, put this right here. So instead I'm gonna have to define a method in my weapon. So for this one also, just like I do always, I define a new blueprint interface so that all the weapons will implement this interface. I'll call that one BPI weapon. And the first method would be get socket location. I'll name it get weapon socket location because otherwise it would be confusing with the native method. And as for the input, just like here, I'll give a name. Socket name. And well, actually instead of location I can get the whole transformation. Yeah, get socket transform, so that if I can use, if I need only the location and can get the location, if I need the rotation as well I can access them within the same method. So I'm naming this as transform because in future I might need that. Let's see, I'm not sure as for the moment, right? And I'll implement that BPI weapon in here, and then I'll implement, yes, I have that interface now method I just created here, and here with this static mesh reference I'll name it weapon mesh. Get socket, not location, transform, and like this. And also I think I can put this, get this one as a input. Let's check. Space, what is the type of that? Transform, irrelative transform in space enumeration. Relative transforms. I think I don't have that enumeration. Okay, doesn't matter, I'll keep it as world for now because I need it for now. I need it only in the world space. If I need later in the local space as well, then let's get back here and change this method. Okay, now using that interface I just created get socket, get weapon socket transformation. I can get it like this and connect it here, and the name socket name is this one. And also I don't need this second one. I'll just remove that and recompile this. Right, and I'll split this and get the location like this. So I don't need this part right here. Now let's see where else I have referenced this 𝐂𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐵𝐭. I have it here. So yeah, I don't think I can use this one instead of this. Yes, I can't, but I should be able to use this one. Yes, and here, and also instead of this, that means here. Now I'll delete this reference, and here also instead of this I'll get a reference like this and put it here and delete this. Okay, where else? Okay, where can I use this one here? No, but set collision. No, I can't enable collision in the same way. Well, so for this part I can replicate all of this part inside my weapon blueprint, and so I'll use a new method called teach drop weapon. So here what happens is detaching this sword from the character and making it drop when the character is dead. So yeah, I'll copy these three things, and when I implement that drop weapon event right here, I can paste them like this, and then I can get a reference to this one and do the same thing here. Yeah, that's all. So now all I have to do is, first I need to make sure the starting collision type of this static mesh. Yeah, this is everything overlap and ignoring camera, so I'll do the same thing here. Should be custom and overlap everything and ignore camera. Right, now I can get the current weapon and call drop weapon with the message using the blueprint interface we have defined. So I'll delete these three, and wait, where was it connected? Yeah, like this, and drop all these things. Okay, Now let's check again if we have any more references. Yes, right here. Let's delete this one. And what is this? Set collision enabled. Actually we don't need this part anymore. We used this part only because only when we were trying the collision based hit detection, but as you know it didn't work very well, so we moved on to location based hit detection, and so therefore we don't need this part anymore. So I'll just ignore this or delete this and this all together. And where else? Here I need the socket location again. Well, I have already defined a method for that. So I'll get the current weapon and get socket transform, connect like this and split this one and put the socket name to hit location and get the location, plug it here and delete this part. Right, now I think we got rid of all the references of this 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐨𝐫𝐭 glimmer. So I'll delete this and right, and let's check in the child classes as well if it is. Yeah, it's there. Okay, time to check. Right, alright, so it works without any issue. Yes, as expected. Right, now let's get back to, so initially I wanted to implement that sword glowing part when I have charged the attack, like this. Right, and here I'll define a new method, charge weapon, and well, I do this as a toggle charge weapon, and I'll have an input of a boolean to on and off the charging, enable like this and this, and here toggle charge weapon. So now in this weapon material I need a new, so this is the existing weapon material. So here I'll define an emissive color, vector 3 constant or a parameter. Yes, constant would do for now, and I'll change the color to red. Well, this actually looks a little bit unrealistic. Well, I think this color would work, and let's check how does it look and the actual weapon. The shader is still compiling. Yeah, it becomes like this when I have charged the weapon. Now here I'll rename this well, I'll convert this to a parameter and call it charge color, and I'll multiply with this another parameter. I'll call this parameter charge multiplier and set the default value as 0, and when I set this value to 1, the sword would be glowing. And here in my weapon blueprint, I need a reference to the material, so I can do it like this: create dynamic material instance, assign it to the 0. I guess it should be 0. Let's check. Yeah, there is only one material and it is 0, and the material name is 𝐒𝐚𝐬𝐵LADE Glimmer, and I'll get this as a parameter. I'll call this one weapon material. Okay, now that I have a reference to the material, here I'll get a reference to material and set parameter, set scalar parameter value, and the parameter name is charge multiplier. And the value is selected based on this toggle boolean. If it is true, this must be 1. If it is false, this must be 0. Okay, now let's access that where we charge our weapon, which is here. Yeah, this is where I set the weapon as charged, and here I'll get a reference to my current weapon and toggle charge weapon and set it to true. And after the attack, well, I should not change the color right after start playing the animation, so I'll do it maybe right before resetting this. So that means I can do it like this: duplicate this part, move here and connect here. So similarly, I'll connect this one and also this one here like this. Right, I think that's all I have to do. Let's check if that works. Yeah, so this became red, as you can see, and after the attack is done, it is still red for some reason. Okay, the problem is this: I forgot to set this to false here, and to enhance the effect, I'll set this to something like 50 so that you can clearly see the change. One, two, yeah, now it is literally glowing. Charged. Right. Charged. Right. charged, right? Well, we should work on the trail. When the attack is charged, the trail should also be red. But let's work on that later. So for now, that's all. And see you in the next episode. And soon the updated source code and the project files will be available through my Patreon page. If you want to support my work, you can join my Patreon club. And thank you very much. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.